when it comes to extending REM and keeping the dream going when you've made it all the way through the sleep cycle, the first thing to point out here is that it breaks down in basically the exact same way. So all the techniques and approaches that we discussed in the previous video are what you'll be utilizing here. One of them that I might stay away from personally, granted I don't use it all that often anyway, would be like the spin it in place one, just because that one can occasionally cause the entire dream scene to change. Also, one that I particularly would prioritize, granted it's the one I use most of the time anyway, would be like the active staring approach, because that approach can also kind of work within the hypnopompic space, where, say, for example, like the "this is my floor" thing as I'm walking, works in the dream, but doesn't work in hypnopompia. Another thing to point out is I just start pushing the dream further and further past, where it would naturally want to end, is it will start breaking down a bit more frequently. Now, it's not like crazy frequent. For me, it goes at least a few minutes to maybe averaging about 10. And I know it's 10 because for me, whenever I get all the way to full on awake and everything's totally blacked out, I like to peek my eyes open and check the clock, which is also how I know when I've had my dreams that went like, 2 hours long. I know they were 2 hours long because for the past like 50 minutes or so, I kept, waking up every 10 minutes, opening my eyes and glancing at the clock. Another thing that could be good here is to get very comfortable with the hypnopompic space. Now, to do that for me, I would prioritize hypnagogic work because it's just is easier and more reliable to get to. A good little exercise you can try to do here if you're working with hypnagogia, right? You could set a timer on your phone to go off like every 10 minutes or so. That way, if you start slipping into sleep, you lose it. When that alarm goes off, it can wake you up, and then you can try to re-enter the hypnagogic space like that. Plus, why this approach can work pretty good is I just start getting actually more sleepy and tired, right? Hypnagogia should come on a lot quicker. So say like if the first 10 minutes, you don't even fall asleep, you don't even get there, whatever, alarm goes off, then the next 10 minutes, maybe you enter there a little bit, right? But then, you lose lucidity, maybe you just totally black out and fall asleep. But then when the alarm goes off, you wake back up. Then as you keep doing this, you'll get more towards sleep, and then hypnagogia tends to kick in a lot quicker. So it can give you some nice reps that way.